Okay, looks like we are live. We got things going on tonight. I'll have to double check, but this may be my last live of the night. I'll double check and see if there's any more requests or anything else that I would like to go over with you guys. Um, the question for this stream is and you would be proud of me. I got everything all prepared. I'm ready for this stream. In the email is Justin explains everything. Why are people scared of death? I've often had many friends that have talked about it many times. My parents have talked about it with me. I've lost many friends, family members, um, acquaintances. I'm still reading the email, just so you know. It's one of those topics where, lots of people don't like to talk about it. It's kind of a scary topic. People are afraid to talk about death. It's a very mysterious subject. Yeah. I mean, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Death is a very awkward, uncomfortable, um, it's not a very easy subject to talk about. But as far as why many people are, you know, afraid of death, why they're scared of death, um, I would honestly go right in and just say it's really simple to answer your question. From the time we're born, like me, I was born March 12th, 1986. I'm 36 years old. From that from that day forward up to today, all I've ever known is living, existing. That's it. I don't know anything other than that. Um, it's not a spiritual thing or anything like that. It's just a personal thing that we get used to, from the time we're born until the time we die. You're born here, you die here. All we know is birth, living, which means living, and living, 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 end over here. And then that's the end. All we know is breathing, eating, sleeping, um, socializing, seeing things around us, hearing things with our ears. Um, we don't know any better. We don't understand anything other than living. So, I mean, to answer your question, I would say the reason why most people, not everybody, but most people in general, are afraid of death or a little bit uncomfortable talking about death is because we don't understand anything other than our life that we live. We wake up in the morning, clean up, eat breakfast, whatever, go to work, come home, socialize with our friends, family, play games, watch movies, or like me, do YouTube videos. Then we go to bed, wake up, rinse, repeat, do the same thing over and over again. And that's all we know. We're only used to living. We don't know anything else. We can't recall before we were born. So I think death is considered scary to a lot of people because it's the unknown. It's the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen after we expire, after we die. Um, and I would say it's one of those things where it's kind of like a little kid. You take a little kid that's never been to school. a day in his life. Let's say he's like 4 years old, 5 years old. First day of school, that kid's terrified. Not all the time, but in most cases, especially if he's been at home a lot, he's not used to being around new kids, a new setting, new atmosphere. He's terrified, or and even worse, leading up to it, he's probably more scared because he doesn't know what to expect before he walks into that school. Well, it's sort of the same way for us humans, us adults that have even lived a full life, 80, 90, 100 years. With all we know is life. That's all we know. We don't know anything else. So to think about the possibility, the idea of dying and then we don't know what comes next, I think terrifies a lot of people. It's all up here in the brain. I think our brain is wired to only think forward, just straightforward. Our brain is not wired to think an end. There's an ending. Yeah, like for example, when we watch a movie, we know there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And the movie ends. We know that. And I think if more people would take life in that same light, that same grain, as a movie, I think people would be more at peace with themselves, more comfortable with everything in their life if they understand that, hey, yeah, there's a big beginning when you're born. You go through life, a middle stage. Some people call it midlife crisis, and an elder stage if you're lucky enough to live long enough, and then an ending, a finale to the life. If people could understand that and put that in the same category as like a movie and understand that, yeah, there's going to be an end someday, it's going to come to an end, I think more people would be at peace and happy. Now, what happens after we die, who knows? I mean, if you're religious, you believe in the Bible, you believe in Christianity, or whatever belief you believe in, well, and then as far as you're concerned, then you're going to move on to something bigger and better. If you don't believe in an afterlife, then well, make the most of this life, and if once you die and you move on, that's the end of it. Or you could have the belief that some people have, a belief that I strongly hold firm to and believe in. I believe that energy never dies. What makes us up here, our energy, our body, um, our mind, everything will never die. That's also a scientific fact that the energy that makes us up will never cease to exist. It will never cease to exist. Um, so, like, if you believe in that and you believe in who you are as a person and you believe in the facts of even physics, you could argue that our energy will always carry on and on and on forever. You should definitely not fear death because technically, when you die, um, you're not really dying. You're basically transferring. Like you're here in this vehicle or body. This body passes away, dies. You transfer somewhere else. Um, you're still around. You still exist. It's not like you cease to exist. You no longer exist anymore. Um, it's just you take on a new form. It could be something as simple as you move on and your energy spreads all out across the universe, the galaxy, all over Earth. Um, and maybe you're living throughout nature, the lakes, the trees, the soil, the sand, the air that we breathe. Um, there could be so many different possibilities, and in fact, may even be better than the life that you're living right now currently. So I don't want to go on too much about why people are afraid of death and everything, but the basics are, I think most people are afraid of death because, like I just said, the fear of the unknown. The brain can't comprehend nothingness, non-existence. The brain can't comprehend anything beyond your physical being. That's the best way to put it. Anything beyond your physical being. The brain can't grasp that. The brain isn't able to grasp and comprehend that the energy that makes us up is still going to carry on and on and on and move on. Um, so it's basically all just a physical thing. That's all it really is. Our mind, which is physical, the brain's a physical part of the body, cannot comprehend anything else other than life as we know it, as a human being, our physical body, our physical presence. So that's basically all it is. Um, I would say that's the main reason why most people fear death and are afraid to die, because they think once they die, oh, that's the end of it. And that, they're afraid that they die and either something bad's going to happen or they're just going to cease to exist. Um, I think that's the reason, the main reason. But I mean, like I said, my beliefs are our energy will always carry on and on and on throughout time and never, um, it will never end. So I hope that helped. I hope that helps you. Um, I know from what I was reading in the email, you seemed a little bit worried about death. Um, and I'm not trying to like be a baby, not a babysitter, but like one of those, you know, soft people that try to like desensitize sensitive people and make people feel like less afraid of certain things. Um, I'm just being honest, and like my answer to you on that question is people are just afraid of the unknown. If you are afraid, don't be afraid. Don't worry, don't fear death. It's a part of nature and it's always going to be a thing. You know, Animals die, bugs die, humans die, plants die, trees die. It's a part of nature and it's not something that you should have to worry about. So I think I covered everything for this. I think everything has been answered. Um, Also, I thank you guys for subscribing, um, liking these content videos and streams. Also, leaving comments down below in the comment section helps a lot. And if you want a video request like this one that I'm doing right now, or you could call it a stream request, um, go to the About section, click on that, then click on my email, send me the email requesting whatever video you like. As long as I'm able to answer the video or answer the question to the best of my knowledge, I will do it. Very seldom do I turn down requests, especially as small as my channel is. um, Also, guys, sorry if I'm a little bit slow. I was feeling a little bit sore earlier. I had back pains and I had to take some pills. So if I was a little bit slow or if anything came out wrong during this video, my speech, is because I was like taking medication. Um, so anyways, that's going to do it for this stream. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, great Saturday night, party, have fun, do everything the right way. Don't do what I would do because you'll end up in jail. Anyways, guys, peace out. Have a great night.